Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today I'm taking a look at the Oris Big Crown ProPilot X. So this is a new release by Oris, and it's kind of Oris's venture into the market of more high-end in-house mechanical wristwatches. So this watch, as you can see, has a very radical design, fully skeletonized. It's in very kind of modern design, looks very industrial. The entire movement is kind of a galvanized finish. And so actually right away I'm just going to jump into the movement because that is the main focus of this watch. So this uses the Oris Calibre 115, and this is a skeletonized movement with a 10-day power reserve. So this movement, unlike most skeletonized movements, started as a skeletonized movement. Oris designed this watch specifically in mind for being skeletonized. It's not like they took an existing movement and just cut some material out of it. This one was actually designed entirely in mind of being a skeletonized movement from day one, which just means that the skeletonized effect will generally look a little bit nicer because they're designing it specifically for that visual appeal in the arrangement of parts. So now let's look a little closer at it. So it is a galvanized movement, and you can see the main thing that takes up this dial is the absolutely massive hairspring. So this is a 10-day power reserve, but actually it will run for up to 12 days. It's just that those last 2 days will have a very depleted accuracy when compared to the first 10, just because the power left in the mainspring is so much lower that you're not really going to be getting the same accuracy as you once did before. But so still though, 10 days, that's absolutely fantastic. I generally say 2 days is all a watch is kind of the minimum, but so 10 days is 5 times that, and that is absolutely spectacular. I love that, especially in a manual wind watch. I think that that's just great. So now actually I'll flip it around to the back so you can see the movement even more. So you can see again, you can tell definitely that this watch was designed to be skeletonized. I mean, everything just fits together perfectly. Nothing really looks weird at all in the skeletonized with the various bridges and gears and things. They all look like they were arranged to look good in a skeleton, and they definitely do. Another thing I love about the way Oris skeletonized this movement is that there isn't a lot of clear space where you're looking directly through the watch, and I think that's great because I'm not a huge fan of looking at my own arm hairs through my watch, which some skeletonized watches are prone to. So I really like how they really try to fill up as much space of the dial as possible, and I think that that is a great aspect of this watch. But now let's go to the case. So the case is 44 millimeters and is a titanium case, as you can maybe see by the tone of steel, of the metal, not steel. This is titanium, as I said. And it's finished very nicely. I would say it's a bit of a step up from Oris's traditional finishing. Oris has very good finishing in general. This one, I don't know, it just seems like, especially in the bracelet, I'm noticing that it just feels a bit nicer than some of their other watches. And this watch does have a different price point as well, which I'll be getting into later on. So the clasp, as you can see, the clasp also I think is done nicer than on the regular watches. Oh, sorry, this little cord is in the way. So it has the typical lift, so you press that in and then it will snap, and then you lift it to open it. But the lift is integrated a little bit better, I think. You can see how the edges lead up to it, and there's just a lot more angles on this watch than some of their other models. The main case, however, is fairly similar to the other Big Crown ProPilot models. It's not a huge difference. You have the same kind of bezel as well, same bezel finishing, and then fully brushed all the way around this watch. So now finally let's get into the price. So the price of this watch is $7,600, and actually I'll put it on my wrist here so you guys can get a wrist shot while I explain this. So yes, you heard that right. It is a $7,600 Oris watch, which is about over double what their typical high price point is. They typically will stay around the 2 to 3 mark. Some of their watches even dip below 2. But this watch coming at $7,600 is a big ask from a company like Oris, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that price point yet. I think this is definitely better than their other models. I could have maybe understood maybe 5. I think 7 is a bit high for this. Because, I mean, 7,600 too, so you're almost at 8. And I think that it's because they have other 10-day power reserve watches and things, and those, again, the prices are a lot lower. So I think I would have liked to see a lower price on this. I'm not going to say I have seen worse watches at this price point than this timepiece. I'm not going to say it's the worst one out there, but I would probably be going for a Rolex when I'm spending $7,600 on a watch, because you could be getting pre-owned Submariners at that price point, really. You'd be getting Explorer 2s, Explorer 1s. There's a lot of good offerings from Rolex, and you can even get upper end Omegas, even like some chronographs and things for this price point. So I think Oris went a little bit ambitious on that front, and I would have liked to see something around like the 4 to 5 mark, I think is where this watch sits, and I think would do well. I can't really see people spending, a huge number of people spending $7,600 for this watch. But I do like this watch a lot, and I think it is a great addition to the Oris collection nevertheless. So let me know what you guys thought about this release, what you think on price. I'm curious to hear your opinions, and just kind of what you thought overall about this timepiece and whether it is a good choice and good direction for Oris. I'd like to mention that this watch was lent to us by JB Hudson Jewelers for the purpose of this review. There will be a link in the description to their website if you would like to inquire about purchasing this or any of the other watches. Thank you guys for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.